Hey guys, welcome back. So I hope you're having a great day. Today is Thursday. Riot yesterday provided their October mining results for their production. So let's get into the information here really quick. So Riot Blockchain announces October production and operation updates. Let's take a look at it here. So that's their Riot Winston facility as of October 2021. Looks like they got a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of buildings coming up. The hash rate growth since for October 2021. This you're seeing October, September, August. Obviously, you're seeing a constant increase in the hash rate growth, which is good to see. Let's get into the details here, though. So production update. In October 2021, Riot produced 464 BTC, an increase of approximately 433 over its October 2020 production of 87 BTC. Year to date, through October 2021, the company produced a total of 2,921 BTC, an increase of approximately 257% over its BTC production during the same 2020 period of 818 BTC. As of October 31st, Riot held approximately 3,995 BTC, all produced by the company's self-mining operations. Riot currently has deployed a fleet of approximately 27,270 miners with a hash rate capacity of 2.8 exahash per second. So that's pretty good. They're obviously increasing their hash rate month over month, which is good to see. Then we have also a mining purchase here. So mining purchase order and increase in estimated hash rate for 2022. Riot recently completed a 54 million purchase order with Bitmain Technologies Limited for 9,000 S19J Pros. Those run at 100 terahashes per second, with an anticipated delivery and deployment schedule set for May 2022 through October 2022. As a result of this purchase order, the company anticipates that it will have approximately 90,150 miners in operation utilizing approximately 284 megawatts of energy by Q4 of 2022. Also, as a result of this purchase order, Riot has increased its 2022 estimated hash rate capacity by 11.7% to 8.6 exahash, representing an increase of approximately 0.9 exahash over the company's previous announced estimate of 7.7. Let's see if there's anything else here that I wanted to talk about. Miner deployment and shipment updates. So shipments of 11,500 S19J Pro and miners under previous purchase orders are expected to be shipped to Riot's Winston facility in November of 2021, which is good, obviously, depending on global logistics, right? We're having issues with shipping and everything else. So we'll have to see if that happens. And then obviously the interesting part here, their Winston facility, once it's fully deployed, the development encompasses 2 buildings currently under construction, which are expected to host approximately 46,000 S19 and miners. ASICs from Riot's already contracted for miner fleet. And then in one of those buildings, which is going to be around 23,000, I believe, those are going to be in the immersion cooled. So when ASICs are immersion cooled, ASICs operate in a more stable environment, allowing the equipment to run at higher productivity rates based on industry data and the company's own preliminary immersion cooling test results. And an estimated 25 increase in hash rate is expected, with an estimated potential to increase ASIC performance by as much as 50%. So that would be obviously a huge gain. But like I've said before, there's also a lot of capital that's involved in getting those things installed. You got the tanks, you got the piping, you got all the heat exchangers and everything else. So that's a lot of money spent on that. So hopefully they can recoup the money, get an ROI on it relatively quickly, and pay off that investment, and then be obviously making Bitcoin free and clear. Let's see if there's anything else in here. I think that was it that I wanted to point out. I do want to point out also one other thing here, which was the Bitcoin hash rate. So as you can see, this is when we had in April the China FUD come out with all the miners being between April and May, that they have to shut down operation. So we had a huge drop in obviously hash rate. And ever since that was June, we've seen a constant increase in the hash rate over the past couple months. So we had a high of 181 million. Right now we're at 173 roughly. So it fluctuates, as we all know. So I added that into my numbers here. So we look at my numbers here. In the settings, we went from a low of 140 million roughly hash rate to 173 for the end. The high and the low is basically the same right now. So we're getting basically an average of 162. So that's what we're using to calculate the numbers on. And then we're also using a Bitcoin price of 61,400 right now. So let's get into the numbers here for Riot. So based on the numbers that we know, Riot had mined 444 BTC in July, 441 in August, and 406 in September. They did have, what did they have? 2.6 exahash back then. So now they're up to 2.8. So they did obviously have a little bit better mining for Bitcoin this time around in October, 464, and they got 27,200 miners installed instead of 25,640. So that's an increase of, what was it, almost 1,500 miners or so, plus or minus, installed in 1 month, which is pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. But at least they're growing. They're not flatlined basically in growth. So that represents these numbers here, these miners. So we got all of these account for 27,270, which gives us a hash rate of, what is that, 2.79 exahash, which is pretty close to what they have at 2.8 approximately, right? So we're seeing that these miners here that were installed, the 1,630 that were installed, will be mining possibly for 2.5 months, since they were installed this month, which we don't know exactly when they were installed, but they were installed in this month. So we're giving them partial credit for this month, and then obviously for mining in November and December, 2 months, and everything else is at 3 months. So that brings us down to the line here where they also added the S19J Pro miners, the 6,000 of those, or 9,000 of them. So those are here. Those are going to be coming in between May and October of next year. I'm guessing in tranches of 1,500 miners per month, possibly. Could be less, could be more, but that's kind of what I'm estimating right now on that. So gross income for them, for as long as Bitcoin stays at this price where it's at right now at 60, what are we at, 61,400. We're looking at approximately 84 million, 84.5 million right here in the price. Let's see here, zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see it. So we're looking at 84.5 million gross, right? And then obviously we always take the, let me see, leave that here. Then we take 50% of that, and we come up with the numbers here. But obviously, shares outstanding is 95.9 million, so almost 96 million. Current price to earnings multiple is 98 for the stock price, and the stock price is at 32.72. Market cap of 3.1 billion right now. So if we take the 50% discount on it, and Bitcoin stays where it's at right now, we're looking at possibly for them making total for the year would be 100 million. Does that sound right? Is that correct? Yeah, that's 50% discount from that. So they would be a 200 million run rate. Gross, 50% discount for basically expenses, operations, things like that, purchases and things of that nature. That would bring us down to 100 million net income. That would give us a stock price of 21.03, but obviously they're at current PE of 98. I'm using a PE of 20. That's why that is different. If Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, we're looking at 26.57, and if Bitcoin goes up to 150,000, we're looking at 33.75 for the stock price. And if Bitcoin goes up to 200,000, we're looking at 40.93. But if they have better net income margins, say 75%, you're looking at 31.55 for the stock price, which is kind of close to where it's at right now. And then 39.86 if Bitcoin hits 100,000, 50.63 if Bitcoin hits 150,000, 61.40 if Bitcoin hits 200,000. But if we use that same multiple, 98.22, let's see here if we can change this on the fly. Let's do this. Let's just go with 98. Stock price would be $103. So obviously it's getting a lot of support here at this part. I think it's being discounted, or not discounted, but I think it's getting a little bit overhyped right now would be my estimation on it. Let's see, let's do that. But at 75% net income to revenue, I think 31.55 is pretty close to where they are at. So I think that's a pretty good bet to go with. Obviously, still got almost 2x to go if Bitcoin goes up to 200,000 by the end of the year. As you know, this is only for the fourth quarter. Right, the third quarter, second quarter, and the first quarter are pretty much set in stone. Those are static. We can't change those. Obviously, Bitcoin price appreciates or depreciates in this quarter. That'll affect the price for their annual revenue. So overall, pretty good month for them. They did a lot of good things. Well, they're doing good things. They're obviously getting miners in, about 1,600 miners installed roughly for the month, and then mining more Bitcoin. That's a good thing as well. And then we'll have to see as far as how many miners they get installed in November, December, and we'll do updates on this as well. But they're doing good. I think they're doing good. I think the current price to earnings is a little high, but a lot of people are giving them more, I guess, benefit of the doubt. Let's just leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think of all these numbers. Where do you guys see Riot at by the end of the year? Are you thinking more closer to the $60 range like I'm thinking it might be if Bitcoin goes to 200,000, possibly, or a little bit less than that? Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys like this video. Also subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.